Right? Let's look at these examples. It's a continuous random variable x. X is a continuous random variable which is a normal distribution. X is a continuous random variable which is normally distributed with mean and variance 12 here. So as you know that the concept of normal distribution, so x is a continuous random variable which is under the distribution of normal distribution with the mean, right? The mean and the variance. So I repeat again. So you know that normal distribution is defined to have a mean and have a variance, right? Have a variance. So definitely this will be your variance, right? Your variance. So given that probability of x more than 32 will be 0.8438. Probability of x more than 32 is 0.8438, right? This question very important. It's actually testing about how we read the statistical table and how to using the values here to identify where's the value of the mean, right? The region, okay? So for example, you have to convert this thing into the standard score, right? So to convert to standard score, the formula will be, you want to convert a score x to score z, you will have to take the x minus the mean divided by the variance square. Alright? Divide by the variance square. So okay, let's see how I solve. First, I have to write this, change becomes score z greater than 32 minus with the mean, right? Your score 32 minus with the mean, is divided by the standard deviation, alright? Minus the mean divided by the standard deviation, which is square root of 12. You know that the sigma square, the variance is 12. So the standard deviation definitely will be the square root of 12, right? Square root of 12. So everything here will be 0.8438. So if you find from statistical table, right? If you find from statistical table, even though here is already greater than, so if you find from statistical table, there is no value. So if you see that the value here, the smallest will be nearly 0, right? So if you look at all the value here, there are so many values here, the maximum value will be 0.5, right? 0.5. So it means that we consider as the above 0.5, right? So for this, you see there is a 0.8438. What does this mean? And here is more than, right? More than. So we want to know what is the value for this, right? If this is 0.8438. So never mind, usually I will asking my student to write in the form of K. I let this whole thing to be K. It's easier for me to write, right? Doesn't matter if you want to write this, okay? But I prefer you putting a K so that to avoid confuse. So means that now you record here, you know that your K will be 32 minus with mean divided by the square root of 12. Remember, this is the value of K. At last, you want to find the value of mean, right? You want to find the value of mean. So by now, so you have to know that the value of K, if you have a normal distribution, there is two possibility. Right? Why two possibility? Because they said more than, right? More than. So you know that if this is a standard score, here will be 0. Here will be 0, right? Standard score. Now it refers to the Z distribution for Z. So 0.8438 is something more than 0.5, right? More than K. More than, what is meant by more than? More than means that it's either more than with a smaller area, which is less than 0.5, or more than with the bigger area. Means that the K is on the left. It's bigger, right? It's bigger. So now for this case, it's either A or B, right? It's either this distribution or this distribution, right? So you try to pause the video and think about this. Which one will be the correct one? By looking at this value. You see this value. This value is already more than 0.5. 0.8438, which is greater than 0.5, right? So the area must be bigger than 0.5. this is smaller than 0.5, right? This is smaller than 0.5. So how come the K is here, right? More than is on the right, ma. So the K, so this is not the answer. So the answer will be B. First, you have to know this. This is not the step, this is just a way I want to explain to you. So you have to know that the distribution will be B. Why? Because this is 0.5, right? This is 0.5. So the area have to beyond the mean here 0 to the left, slightly to the left here, so that it will be more than 0.5, which is 0.8438, right? Okay, later I will using this to explain. Alright, so we know that the value of K will be on the left of 0 because this is a standard score Z, right? So the mean will be 0. The mean will be 0. Remember, we talked about score Z. So the mean will be 0. So 0.8438 is more than, right? More than. So this is less than, this is more than. So more than, so the area already, the area here already 0.8438, right? 8438. So K must be a negative number, right? It's a negative number. It's on the negative of, it's on the left hand side of 0, right? So, okay. So in order for using the statistical table, I have to convert this into the, I taking everything, right? Everything here refer to 1, right? Everything refer to 1. Minus away the distribution on the left, right? On the left here. So which is this one, K, right? Which is K. So first you have to understand this. Alright, you see this area here, the missing part here, tempat yang hilang ialah kosong ini ialah K kan, di mana saya ambil semua tolak dengan bahagian ini. Kalau saya ambil semua tolak dengan bahagian ini akan hilang, dia akan jadi macam ni kan, right? So now, and because I want to using statistical table must be on the right hand side. The area must be on the right hand side. So this is 1. Now I know this is 1, right? This is 1. So okay, this is for your knowledge. All right, 1 minus away something on the right. On the right. So the K moving to the this will be, I put a negative K here. Do you know why? All right. So you must have some basic knowledge lah. Okay, you must have some basic knowledge before you doing this question. So if you have negative 2, right? If you have negative 2, you want to find the area for negative 2. You can't using statistical table if negative 2. So you have to reflect it into 2 here, right? Can you see that suddenly from negative become positive? Right? Negative become positive means that you take the negative 2 multiply with negative 1, right? So become positive. It's the same thing also here. From a negative, you have to multiply with negative in order to become the positive side here, right? On the positive side. So means that this one, Pz more than K, right? Pz more than K is the same as this one. It's the same as Pz more than K in this case here is the same as 1 minus, right? 1 minus with Pz more than negative K. The most critical part in this video is you have to understand this one, right? Which is equals to 0.8438, right? 0.8438. So later on, I know that this is the most important one, 0.8438. So it means that Pz more than negative K, right? It will be 1 minus with 0.8438. Definitely you will know that Pz more than negative K will be 1 minus 0.8438, which will be 0.1562. 0.1562. Now become a number less than 0.5, right? 0.5. You can find this value from statistical table, right? This value you can find from table 3. Table 3. From all the probability here, 0.1562. Can you see that? 0.1562, which is correspond to the score Z. Okay, 1.62, 1.01, right? 1.01. So means that the negative k here is 1.01 and the value of k will be negative 1.01. This is not the answer yet, right? Because what you want to find here now is the value of mean, right? The value of mean. So now we have know that the value of k is negative 1.01, and just now you have assumed that this is the value of k, right? So means that 32 minus with mean divided by the square root of 12, the standard deviation will be negative 1.01. So 32 minus with mean will be negative 1.01 multiplied with square root of 12, right? Later on, the mean, right? The mean go to the right hand side, so it will be 32, and this one negative will become positive 1.01 times with square root of 12. So let's evaluate the mean, which will be giving you the value in 2 decimal places will be 35.5, right? 35.5. If you round off, it will be 35.5. All right, that's all for this video.